right, simple interest. If you have a bank account, you might be making a little bit of simple interest. It's not that much, but you're getting a little bit of money by keeping your money in the bank, okay? That's the way of the bank giving you a little bit of money back for letting them use your money that you put in, okay? That you put away, okay? So to calculate simple interest, interest rate times principal times time. The principal is not the principal like Mr. Poteet, okay? The principal is how much money you put in, okay? So if you put in $500 into a savings account, that's your principal. You put $475 in, that's your principal, okay? So example, after a summer of working, Jamie had $1,300 in her savings account. The bank pays 2.25% interest per year. How much interest will Jamie earn if she leaves her money in the bank for 3 years? All right, let's get what we need here. She put $1,300 in. The bank pays her 2.25% interest, which is very inflated compared to how much you get now, okay? And the time is 3 years. So the interest rate, 2.25 times the principal, and that's how much money she put in, which is $1,300, times the time, which is 3 years. So we're just going to multiply 2.25, and that should be percent, times 1,300 times 3. So what can we do with this percent? Remember, let's just change it to decimal. We move it 2 places to the okay. So you got a calculator, figure out. So you have 0.0225 times 1,300 times 3. Raise your hand when you get it. Timothy, what'd you get? Good. $87.75. So that's how much interest that she makes over 3 years. So it might be an extension of the question to say, well, how much money did she receive after 3 years if she took her money out? You'd have to take that $1,300 plus what? The $87.75. Okay? Everybody got it? All right, go to the top right-hand corner. All right, to calculate markups, commission, or income, you can always create a ratio table or set up a percent proportion solving by cross multiplication. All right, markup. Markup is when you have a business and you might put something on your shelves at your store. You don't want to actually give it away for what you pay for it. You want to do what? You want to make a profit, right? So you're going to mark it up, okay? So say you had a store that sold blue jeans, okay? You bought the blue jeans from the wholesaler for $17 a piece. You're not going to say, oh, come to my store, I'm going to sell it to you for $17, are you? No, you're going to double it, and you're going to sell them for $34, so you make a $17 what? Profit, okay? That's a markup, okay? So markup times cost equals markup amount or profit. Cost plus markup amount equals total cost. An item costs a store $24, so that's important. If the item was marked up 15%, what was the selling price of the item? Okay, so what did it tell us to do? Markup rate times cost equals markup amount. So what do we want to do? Told us what to do. What's my markup rate? 15% times the cost. What was my original cost? Okay, so let's go ahead and change this 15% into a decimal. So now it's what? 0.15? So it's 0.15 times 24. Sam?
$3.75.
You sure?
No.
No. Yeah.
$3.60.
$3.60. Close. Close. All right, but we're not done yet. because we want to find out what this markup was. So what do I have to do to find the markup? I have to do what it tells me to do. Cost plus mark amount equals total cost. So what do I have to do now? So I'm going to add what? $24, $3.60 gives me a total $27.60. So how much profit did you make with your item here? You made what? $3.60 profit, right? All right, commission. How many of you heard the word commission before? Brandon, what's commission?
The percentage you get from the sale or
Yeah, the percentage you get or the money you get from what? Selling something, okay? What types of careers have commission? Raise your hand if you can tell me what type of careers have commission. Daria?
selling houses.
Selling houses, real estate agents, okay? What other, Brandon?
In real estate agency count is like selling cars or
Real estate's houses, cars or cars. But cars is commission. Yeah, cars is commission. How about in a store? Sometimes it's commission based, how much you sell, okay?
working at like an iPhone store.
Okay, things that you sell retail, okay? But what happens if you don't sell something? You don't make money, okay? So commission driven, they have to make sure that they're selling things, okay? Be it houses, cars, what have you, okay? All right, so here we go. Commission rate times sales amount equals the earnings, okay? So if Liz sold a house for $150,000, her commission is 3%. How much does she earn on the sale? All right, let's go ahead and do a ratio table for this one. We're gonna go ahead and mix it up a little bit. All right, so let's get what we know here. She sold a house for $150,000 and she gets a 3% commission. So she makes 3% off the sale of that $150,000 house, okay? So the two things that we have here are percent and of course money. So at 100%, how much is that house? $150,000. Okay, but we want to go ahead and we want to see how much 3% commission is. So I want to go ahead and take it down to 1%. So how do I get from 100 to 1? Divide by 100. Good job. Same for the bottom. So 150,000 divided by 100. 1,500. $1,500. Okay, but we're not done yet. Liz doesn't make 1%. She makes how much? 3. So let's take this 1% to 3%. So how to get from 1 to 3? So she makes $4,500 commission. Okay? That might seem like a lot of money, okay? But sometimes it doesn't, real estate doesn't sell like that, okay? She might have had this listing for 6 months. So she's working for 6 months to make her $4,500 commission, or she could have sold it in one day, okay? So you have to think about that too. This number looks really good, $4,500, but that probably isn't for 1 day of work, okay? Alrighty. Everybody catch up with that one? All right, net income. All right. This is going to be paycheck 101 for you guys real quick, okay? You have two different types of income. You have gross income and you have net income, okay? Gross is what you make before deductions, okay? So say you make $3,000 a month, okay? That's before taxes. That's before, like if you have insurance come out of your paycheck. It could be anything that comes out. So you're not making that $3,000 a month. You might only bring home $2,200 a month. Okay, so that is your net. So gross is what you make. Net is what your paycheck says. Okay, after all the deductions. Okay? You will come familiar with the taxes on your first paycheck when you see how much you're supposed to make and how much taxes come out. And then if you have insurance come out, it goes down and down and down and down. Okay? All right. So, deduction rate times earnings equal amount of deductions. Earnings minus amount of deductions equals net income. So, let's see how much Dion makes here. Dion earned $2,500 last month. If 35% was taken out in deductions, what was Dion's net income? All right, let's go ahead and do another ratio table here. So let's underline what we have here real quick. And then we have percent, and we have money. So at 100%, Dion made $2,500. So that would be his gross income. That's before anything got taken out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take it down to 5 this time. Because I know eventually 35 is going to make it easier if I take it down to 5. Alright, so to get to 5 from 100, divide by, same thing at the bottom, 2,500 divided by 20. 125. Okay, now we're going to take it to 35 now. Times 7, right? I heard it from somebody. 125 times 7. 875. All right, so Dion, gross income is $2,500, but his deductions were $875. So Dion's last month's paycheck was $1,625, and that is his net. That's how much his paycheck said. $1,625. Questions about that? For what he was supposed to make and what he brought home, big difference, isn't it? I say that every month. Big difference. Okay? All right. Percent change. That's one of the vocabulary words on the wall. We can have different types of percent change. We can have a positive or we can have a negative change. Okay? So, look here. This is very important. Okay? You can highlight it. Do whatever you need to do that you need to know that this is something that you need to put in your memory. Is very important. Star it, check it, highlight it. It's very important. This is also this statement. If your answer is positive, it is a percent increase. If the answer is negative, it is a percent decrease. So you might solve for percent change, but then it might ask you part B, is it a positive or a negative change, okay? So make sure that you know the difference. All right, let's look at this formula here. New value minus old value divided by old value. But look what they here. We know what this is, right? What is it? What are those two lines here? Absolute value. Okay? Times 100. All right, let's put it to practice and see what we come up with. All right, 100 people attend the volleyball game on Tuesday. 127 attended on Thursday. What is the percent of change in attendance from Tuesday to Thursday? All right, so let's figure this out. 100 people attend the volleyball game on Tuesday. So that is our old. And 127 attended on Thursday. So that is my new. So let's just go ahead and plop it in, okay? So if I have new minus old, so what's new is 127 minus 100. Okay? Divided by the absolute value of the old value, which is 100, right? This is old. Times 100. Doing your calculator. 127 minus 100 divided by 100 times 100. One 27 minus 100 is 27 over 100 times 100. Timothy, 27%. All right, this is your time to practice. But this is something different. This is to calculate percent error. Okay? So let's see if you can come up with this on your own, and then we'll go back over it. So John guessed he would make 15 baskets during his basketball game. He actually made 17. What is John's percent error? So you need to find the approximate value minus the exact value over exact value, or the absolute value of exact value, times 100. And remember, absolute value, so you shouldn't have anything negative here. Dissect the word problem too. What's my approximate value? 15. And I'm just going to do AV. All right. What's my exact? 17, right? So if I have the absolute value 15 minus 17 over the absolute value of 17 times 100, what do we get? Can't have a negative. Remember, it's the absolute value. So if I have the absolute value of 15 minus 17, it should be what? 2, right? Because the distance from 0 is 2. If you have a negative 2, so it'd be 2 over 17, right? Times 100. What's my percent? Somebody? 11.76%. All right, look here. I see some people looking at me. Okay, look here. Actual value, okay, or approximate value is 15 minus the exact. So actually he made 15 baskets, but projected to what? He actually made 17, right? Okay, so approximate minus the exact, but the absolute value. If I take these absolute values out, 15 minus 17, or 15 plus a negative 17 would be what? Negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is what? 2. That's where I got 2. And then I just put 7. Absolute value of 17 is 17. 2 divided by 17 times 100 is 11.76%.